They are second, maybe even tertiary characters.
That is a fancy word that I don't think I totally know the definition.
So you have like your main character, your secondary character, and your tertiary characters. It's the third one. So
sounds sexy.
yeah, tertiary.
Tertiary.
Like I knew you were gonna say like tertiary, but it's
tertiary.
Tertiary. Anyways. Hello and welcome to Hardly Working, a show about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kelly.
And I'm SP, and this week has been a big week full of travel.
Busy week.
Celebrities. Early screenings of movies. Money appearing out of slot machines, but out of nowhere.
And lots of hangs with friends.
Oh my gosh, it's been wild. How's your week been? You doing good? How you doing?
Good. I'm tired.
Yeah, you know, we talked a bit about it a couple of days ago on Hardly Working Through It, the story of how I am now married to the richest woman in the world.
Gosh. No.
And the prettiest woman in the world. And the best mom in the world.
Just keep the compliments coming because you know I need them.
And the girl who has the best hair in the world.
Not right now, but thank you so much.
And the girl is wearing a cute sweater that I've never seen before in the world.
You have, but thank you.
What sweater is that? Where'd that come from? It's like a black, cute turtleneck-ish thing, but it's a little bit baggier and it looks more like a knit pattern.
It's an Amazon purchase.
Okay.
I've had it for a while because
Amazon's
I wanted something
showing
warm.
up lately.
I know they have some good fashion stuff on there. I'm not going to lie. They're going to take over the world and that's a little bit sad, but
Hey,
I guess I'm here for it.
at least the apocalypse will have 2-day shipping. It's going to be great.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's been a big week. Couple of the highlights. Kelly and I took a little vacation to, well, it wasn't a vacation. I was working in Vegas pretty much all week, Tuesday to Friday.
Yeah.
And I was going to work Tuesday night and then Thursday nights. Was it Monday? It was Tuesday.
No, keep going.
But I had a dead day in the middle, like a day with nothing where I was still in Vegas. And I was like, Kelly, you should come to Vegas. And she was like, I don't know.
And then I did.
Yeah, because she didn't hesitate at all. She was like, great.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say we can even go back before that and say Sunday was my brother Ryan's birthday. Shout out, happy birthday.
2 shout outs in 2 weeks in a row. Wow.
He doesn't like celebrating his birthday, so it doesn't really matter. But that hung out with Lindsay, who I haven't hung out with in forever on Monday. And then we made the decision, I think on Monday or maybe Sunday, for me to fly to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I bought.
No. I know what happened here. We made the decision a couple of days prior to that. We made the decision that you'd come home early from Vegas on Monday.
Yeah, I did. So here's the deal, guys.
Tell them.
Because it's all a part of the week, right? Is SP was like, hey, you should come to Vegas. And I said, well, I got some stuff to do, but maybe I can do that. I think I can do that. Let me switch around a few things so I can make that happen. A couple weeks prior, I had been asked if I was available to go see an early screening of the movie Wicked. You may have heard of it.
Oh, the biggest movie of the fall?
On NBC's lot with my friend that works for NBC. And it was on the only day that week that I was not available because I was literally flying. I was flying to Salt Lake. I would have made it back home in time the next day to go and see it. Had it been any other day that week, I would have been able to go. I would have gone straight from Burbank to NBC to go and see that. So I didn't get to see it. Okay. And then I had another one of my friends get to see an early screening of it. I wasn't invited, but she was like, if my husband wasn't available, I would have invited you. You would have been the next person in line. So I kind of felt like I missed out on that one too.
Rude.
And then I said, yes, I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm looking forward to spending time. You have a whole day off. I think that could be really fun for us. We were both really excited about it. I was like, this is going to be great. I'm like letting go and being like, yes, we're having a vacation. But I looked at you and I said, I bet you. I was like, I didn't think I said I bet you, but I said something like,
basically like,
you know that I am going to get invited to see an early screening of Wicked once I book these flights.
How many early screenings of this movie
There's
are there?
There's a lot of them. And so here we are. Going to go to the airport on Tuesday, but Monday morning, we dropped Brooklyn off. We had come in, I think, recorded some podcasts. And my friend Ashley May texts me and says, hey, I got tickets to see an early screening of Wicked on NBC Universal lot on Thursday at 11 a.m. There's no one else I'd rather take than you. Will you be my plus one? And I was like, oh my God.
You gotta be kidding.
What do I do? Mind you, I'm not supposed to come home from Vegas until Friday.
Yeah, because she's having a mini vacation.
With my husband.
With her husband.
So I really struggled with it all day of like not knowing telling her like, hey, I need a few hours to think about it or whatever, not really knowing. And then finally I texted you and was like, I don't know what to do. And you were like, you should fly back.
Well, let me tell you more detail there. When Kelly asked you what she should do, just give whatever advice immediately comes to mind. Because I was like, you should just stay with me. And she's like, okay. And then later she's like, what should I do? I was like, you should go home. She's like, okay. You had to come to it on your own, but you're like, what do I do?
And
every time
permission.
You're like,
sure. It felt like a lot, but I did it. I ended up switching my flight, coming home early literally I landed at Burbank at like 9:50 on Thursday morning. AMA picked me up. We went straight to the Universal lot, got to see an early screening of Wicked that I basically sobbed through because it was that good. It's not like that. Like it is such a good movie. And this is my plug for Wicked. I have no tie to anything with it. Like there's no reason why I should be giving this, but I'm going to tell you, for the amount of money and effort they put into promoting this movie, and hyping this movie up, I was a little bit nervous that it would not be as good as the hype. And I am here to tell you that it was better than I could have ever imagined.
Dang.
And I am seeing it again on Friday with Brooklyn and you.
Oh yeah,
and Ashley May and Jonathan.
Yeah.
And I'm like so excited to share that with you and to share that with her and to just watch it again because there's so much that happens in it. It's such a good movie. So it was a really good choice. I was really happy to come home and do that. And we got to eat at the Commons, which is the Universal like staff food place. There's tons of options and the food was really, really good. And then I know a couple of people that work there. My friend Dana came and sat with us for a while and we got to catch up with her before she went home and ran into my friend Katie, who also works there. So it was fun. It was a good time.
Well,
Kelly, so that was Thursday.
Kelly will rejoin us when she's come down from the clouds.
I'm defying gravity.
Absolutely. Does it feel good to see it early? Do you feel popular?
I do.
Popular.
Lar.
I
feel very lucky that I was able to see it early. While they had like a million screenings of this, and I know, like I kept telling you, I was like, they have so many early screenings of this, which makes sense because you can't ruin. I mean, you can hear me now that I've seen it. There are definitely things that you could spoil and ruin for people. No one's done it, which I think is incredible and amazing. And I'm not telling you. But I was like, you also can't ruin the movie because it's a play and everyone knows if you've seen Wicked, you know what happens.
You know what happens.
But it was incredible. So go and see it. You're going to love it. But that was Thursday.
Yep. I was doing stuff on Thursday too.
You were working opening for
Kelly
Kelly
freaking Clarkson.
That's right.
Whoa, Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. Since you've been gone.
She did that song. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Me too.
I can.
So I was in Vegas working for a company out there at Mandalay Bay. We did a very fun, like ethereal party on Tuesday night, which was fun and vibey and great. And then day off on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I opened for Kelly Clarkson and then did the after party. And it was freaking awesome. It was great.
He got clapped off the stage.
It's better than booed off the stage, I guess.
But I mean, like, after his first part of his set before Kelly Clarkson came on, he had to walk back down the catwalk and everyone was like, yeah, man.
It was
amazing.
so cute.
Yeah, DJ.
It was so cute. The security guy, when I came off, like the bouncer dude was like, they really like you.
You're like, what can I say? And
yeah.
You want to tell him the good news or do you want me to tell him the good news?
I think you should because I don't know what you're talking about.
He got home on Friday.
Yeah.
And then got either a text message or an email.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you were just going to do it.
No, let you do it.
No, it's cute. So I opened for Kelly Clarkson. It was great. This was not a text from Kelly Clarkson yet. But they were like, they loved you. You thought you were amazing. They want to book you for next year.
Yay.
Here's the dates. And I was like, maybe. No, I was like, freaking A, great.
Yeah, let's do it. Who's going to be next?
That was awesome. If you are a fan of Kelly Clarkson and you hope that she is how you think she'd be, I'm here to tell you that you would be sorely grateful to know that she is exactly who you think she'd be. She is charming. She is funny. She is professional. She is playful. She's an incredible performer and singer, and she's everything you'd hope she'd be. She was a delight. And her band was really solid, especially the drummer. You know, I have an affinity for drums. Yeah. He's got some gnarly choppies, but she was so fun. She was so playful with everybody. It was awesome. And it was a pleasure to work with her. So it was good times. That's what I was doing. We still have like 50 other things we did this week, but we got to move on.
Yeah. Well, I'll hit him really quick. You came home Thursday. What did you do Friday?
Oh, I came home Friday.
Oh, you came home Friday. I picked you up from the airport. Friday I had tattoo removal and laser hair removal. So we went and did that.
As did I. Laser hair removal. Done.
And then we had our friend Ashley May's 30th birthday party at her house.
Happy birthday.
So we celebrated her, which was really fun, and did all that. Then Saturday. We spent I had a breakdown in the morning, which was great. It
was awesome.
And then I went and hung out with my friend Danielle.
Yay.
Which was really fun. And she surprised me with a bunch of sweet treats. She's so kind. And then SP came over and hung out with us when her husband Randy got home.
Well, I came to pick you up. And then it was like, sometimes impromptu hang.
Sometimes when I get overwhelmed, people doing things for me is nice. So he was like, do you want me to drive you there? And I was like, yes, because the idea of driving feels stressful. So when he came to pick me up, Randy was back and we all hung out for a bit. And then Sunday we had brunch with Ashley May and her friend Jessie, who's in from New York that we all really like. Just more along the lines of her birthday weekend.
In WeHo at White Shark? Great White Shark. Great White Shark?
Great White.
Sure.
Great White. But the thing is a shark. And that was our whole week. And today we're here.
Yeah, we are, baby. We're getting into it. And thankfully, this week is just as crazy. But we'll talk about that at the end of the episode.
Right, we
are coming down the home stretch. It's almost Thanksgiving, and that will be our first chill week in a while, right?
Yeah, honestly, once we make it past once we get past Wednesday of this week, which in theory is when this podcast comes out.
You mean today, the day that we're double booked on gigs?
Yeah, double booked for Premiere and NBC. Premiere and at NBC.
Yeah.
But truly, when Thursday hits at 12:01 is when my gig ends.
And that's when you get to go on, wait for it, vacation.
No, I wish. And that is when I don't really have anything on the calendar until Thanksgiving.
Make it there? Can we get there?
Thanksgiving.
Do you think we can get there?
I hope so. It might kill me a little bit on the way there, but I think so. And then I'm really, really booked the first week of December. And then I have a sprinkle of gigs.
Yeah, I can't even think that far because it's nuts. But that's why we get to be here, to be in the moment, to not think about work, but think about a question that I stumbled upon on the internet that I want to get your thoughts on.
All right, I'm ready for it.
I stumbled upon this question. It was, what did everyone have 25 years ago that no one has now?
Is that in the 2000s? Is that 2000? 1999?
Okay, so it's 2024, right?
So 1999.
Right now. Yeah, so we subtract 25.
A pager.
Great answer. No, well, doctors do, but still, it's not like a right or wrong. Pager's a great one.
Pokemon cards.
Wow. Okay. Sure. I mean, Brooklyn has them, but yeah.
Yeah. But no. A normal big ass TV.
One of those
not
real
the flat
big
screens,
ones.
because flat screens were new.
Yeah. Well, I think there were still flat screens, but because TVs used to be like bubbled, you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then it was flat, but it was huge. It was like, 2 feet back or
like
something.
The big ones.
Yeah. You want to hear some of that were in here?
Wait.
Yeah.
A minivan.
Ooh, minivans still exist.
I know, but do you know what I mean?
Aren't in one.
Do you know what I mean? Like that was the thing that most people had was minivans. They didn't have cool SUVs. They had minivans.
Oh, see, I never had a minivan.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I like this game.
It's not even a game. It was just a question.
8.
What?
I was only 8.
You were 8 years old.
So I 7, 8. I was 7.
In 99.
Yeah. It was mostly 7 for that year, but.
You want to add more or you want me to give you a few?
No, you can give me a few. I'm really trying hard though, but I was like, most of my things revolve around what an 8-year-old would be like. I was going to say those little guys that lived
Tamagotchis.
Yeah. I was like Tamagotchis.
Yeah, those still exist.
Furbies.
Yeah, those still exist.
Yeah, they made a comeback.
That's true. 25 years ago, here's what existed. Folded paper maps in your car.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I should have said that.
Or like for us, it was more like MapQuest printed directions.
Yeah.
Where you'd have a full piece of paper that printed out just the map.
Yeah.
And then the next piece of paper was like the step-by-step directions.
Yeah.
People worry about texting and driving. We were literally reading a piece of paper and driving.
Yeah. Mostly you had someone who was reading it to you though.
That's true. How about a shelf full of encyclopedias? Did you have that growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's like we can have all the world's knowledge at our fingertips with this whole encyclopedia. Now we have it on the internet.
What letter do you want to open up today?
Speaking of opening it up, you ever open up a phone book?
Yes.
What color?
Yellow book.
You know, the yellow pages, baby. They used to use that in the place where I got my haircut.
Oh, wow.
You had to sit on it. No, as a child.
Oh, I don't know.
How about a long memorized list of phone numbers in your head?
Yeah, I still have that.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Be honest with me. Be honest with me. Let me be honest with you. That's how I should say this. Whenever I have to put your phone number in for something, I'm always like, please get it right. Please get it right.
Okay. I have my number memorized, so that probably doesn't count.
I was like, please don't list our numbers.
No, I know. I thought about it, but I'm not going to. I have my old home phone number, which isn't even our home phone number anymore. I just know what it is because it's ingrained in my memory forever.
Okay.
I know my dad's and my mom's.
Mm-hmm.
I know yours.
Mm-hmm.
I know your mom's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I could get my brother's.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal. Sean's phone number is one of my dad's old phone numbers.
Yeah, so
it's a little confusing. And Ryan, I think, is maybe the same. He's going to tell me if I'm right or wrong because he listens to this. But that's at least 7.
Not bad.
Oh, and Shepherd. Oh, and I could give you both Chick-fil-A phone numbers.
Dang.
Which is dumb, but I can.
I give you my phone number, my wife's phone number, my ex-wife's phone number.
Which is kind of funny.
My mom's phone number, my dad's phone number.
That's hysterical.
Kind of similar.
Yeah. Can you give your sisters?
Not my mom and dad, my ex-wife and my dad, in that they don't really exist in my life anymore.
Yeah. What about your sister?
Just for clarification. My sister's one of the weird ones because she was on a different plan.
Yeah.
So you know this, my mom's number and mine are similar.
Yeah.
Hers is totally different.
Well, and it's funny because my mom's, my dad's, and mine are all very similar.
Yeah.
My mom and dad's are way similar
Yeah.
than mine, but like we all start with the same. If you take the area code off, we all start with the same first 3 digits.
Really?
We all start with the same area code too. So
Of
the
course.
first 6 digits.
So it's just the last 4.
It's the last 4 that are different, but my mom and dad's are 1 number off.
Dang. Yeah.
And it's like 1 number above.
Yeah.
If you got one, you got the other.
Yeah. I love it.
So I'm
That's
like,
so funny.
well,
How about this? Do you have a binder full of CDs?
no, but I used to.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or the thing that goes in your car.
Oh, the visor
The
CD
visor,
holder.
yeah.
Not for Australia, isn't it?
Nor, because that's where the spiders hide.
How about
By the way, if I lived in Australia, I would rip my visors out. There's no way.
you like, I'd rather be blinded by the sun.
I will have
and get in
really
a car
great
crash.
sunglasses.
Yeah. You'll tint your whole front windshield.
No. I go in my car with spider spray every day. Okay, sorry.
Speaking of numbers, how about a landline phone?
Yeah.
Nobody got that anymore.
No one.
It's gone. VCR, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one of my favorites, privacy. We used to have privacy 25 years ago.
Sure.
And we don't anymore because everything's out on the internet.
That's true.
How about an AOL sign-up CD?
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Hell yeah. For bonus points if you got it from Blockbuster. That's where I got mine. Answering machines. We have
technically we all have answering machines.
Yeah, but you used to have an actual
where you'd
machine.
have to you could call in and press the code and then you could listen to your voicemails. Yeah.
You imagine wanting to listen to your voicemails? I don't want to listen to my voicemails.
I just read them.
Yeah.
But I save them for if anyone ever dies in my family that I love, I can listen to their
voicemails.
Mm.
We have a whole podcast. You can bring everyone in here. We could record a whole episode. So if anybody passes away,
hoping to get my grandma in here, but I have some of her voicemails in my phone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. Yeah, I used to have my dad's. No, I don't think I ever had my dad's. I called my dad's phone number recently, and it was someone else that answered. I was like, "You're not my dad."
That's so sad.
2 more. Alarm clocks.
I got that.
You don't have an alarm clock.
It's right here, baby.
Yes.
And it goes off every morning. Look how cute we are.
It's a phone.
Yeah.
That's why someone said personal camera. I was like, we technically still have a personal camera.
Echo.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to say her name?
No, because she's right there.
Yeah, she is.
Alexa.
And one thing that we had 25 years ago, but no one has anymore is...
But she's an alarm clock is what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, but she's a multi-purpose device.
Yeah, but ours specifically in our room has the time on it. So I would consider that an alarm clock. Anyway.
I think an alarm clock has... Dude, the alarm clock in Vegas...
Did it go off again the next day?
Both days.
I turned it off. But
it randomly resets itself.
It resets at midnight, I think.
It did it multiple times.
I was like, this is dumb.
To go off at 6 a.m., everybody.
I should have unplugged it.
All 3 nights we were in there. Or 4 nights, whatever it was.
I couldn't unplug it because it was charging stuff.
I know, stupid. Anyway, last thing that we all had 25 years ago, but no one has now is my favorite one, and that is hope.
Oh.
You don't have love anymore?
That was a joke. I knew it was going to be something like that. Is it hope?
Yeah, I just put hope, yeah.
I knew it was going to be something like silly like that.
Anyway, you ready to dive into November? It's not the 13th, is it? I forgot to change the date, even though I put
November 20th.
Thanks, November 20th.
Thanks, November 20th.
Which means it's time for That Happened Today.
That That happened today. That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's a really polished podcast
Ready?
you and I have.
It's time for
That Happened
today.
November 20th.
Shut it.
All right, there's only a couple things that happened, but lots of movies that were released. So let's bang through a few of them. First of all, what decade?
Do you want to know why a lot of movies released?
Because it's holiday season.
Because it's normally Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh yeah, it's just a weird year.
Yeah, and I know the 20th is a Wednesday this year, but like that's normally like the Thanksgiving weekend. So
you
it's
have
normally
like a
the Friday.
Wednesday
So
release and a long weekend.
But you would have it or a Friday release.
Yeah.
So you'd have a ton of releases, so it makes sense. Anyway, sorry,
All right.
keep going.
What decade do you think that Microsoft Windows number 1 was released?
2000.
Good answer.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
I have really bad with this because I think, well, it couldn't have been in the 90s, but it was probably
Here's
the
the
80s.
deal. So before we were all on Macs and Apple products, youngsters, gather around, children, we all had to deal with Windows PCs and computers.
Which I still have to deal with, but that's besides the point.
Sometimes. Windows 95, that was a big one for me.
Is that the first round?
Nope, that's Windows 95. Windows 1, the launch of Windows 1 was in 1985.
Okay, so that was my second guess, was the 80s.
That's 39 years ago, by the way. Seems like a lot longer than I would
I
have
haven't been
guessed.
alive that long, so.
Neither have I, by the way. Neither have I. Jeez, moving on. But speaking of people who have been around for a while and whose birthdays it is today, well, there's two worth mentioning. There's probably even more, but two that I saw. Current President Joe Biden's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Joe.
82 years old. Thank you for your service as the president.
Thank you.
Don't believe you served
Long enough.
the country's services. I don't know.
I don't know, his son did. Maybe his dad did.
You know,
He was our vice president for 2 terms, and he was our president for 1 term. So I think he served the United States.
you know what? That's fair.
Enough.
He
I'm
served
just gonna
enough.
say.
Yeah, I'm going to throw that out there. He did it. Other birthday, though, 135 years ago was the birth of Edwin Hubble. Any guesses who that is?
No.
Does Hubble mean anything to
I was
you?
like, is that a spacecraft?
Edwin Hubble, the astronomer who discovered that galaxies exist outside the Milky Way and that the universe is ever expanding, was born on this day in 1889. His work laid the foundation for modern cosmology. Do you remember the Hubble telescope?
Yeah. See, I was like, it's something to do with space.
Yeah.
I said spacecraft, but I was like, Hubble something, Hubble telescope.
He is
Is
like
that the big one?
Yeah, that's where you can see like real far away.
Yeah. That's cool.
So he was born, but more importantly,
Happy birthday.
some movies were born, birthed into cinemas
Okay.
and into our eyes
Are you going to give me the plot to see if I can come up with it?
and our hearts.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Of course.
I don't know. I'm
wasn't
in a
ready.
game playing mood. I can tell.
I can tell that one question I gave you, you're like
was ready
ready
for
to
it.
do it. All right. One movie. So you want the plot as a guess or do you want the date in the plot?
Okay, listen, you can start with the date, but
All right. In 2011,
okay.
this book trilogy turned movie adaptation.
Twilight.
That's exactly what it is. Twilight. The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. So this would be the third book.
Yeah.
The first movie of the third book. So
Yep.
the third movie out of 4. The penultimate installment, as they say, of the Twilight series. Hit theaters on this day, November 20th, and became a box office hit, continuing the saga of Bella, Edward, and...
Jacob.
Were you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Edward.
Wrong.
Looking back, Team Jacob should have won.
Thank you.
But
See? Revisionist
he was with
history.
Renesmee.
Bless you.
I know. What
What?
a weird name. I know.
Next movie
Mm-hmm.
came out 29 years ago.
I was alive.
I know. I was going to say,
Just
you're
young.
alive for this one.
Just
I will
young.
tell you, this is an animated film that revolutionized the animation industry. It was not, I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first movies to go from hand-drawn to CGI animation. One of the biggest CGI animation studios even today.
Disney?
It is a part of Disney.
It's Pixar.
It is Pixar. One of the most iconic franchises that should have ended earlier, but is still going on for some reason. Following do you want me to give you more details?
I don't know a lot of Pixar movies.
Following a series of toys that come to life.
Toy Story.
Yeah, that's right. The release of Toy Story. 1995, that movie came out.
I was going to, if you would have given me the date, that would have been helpful because I was like, for some reason, my
Couldn't
head
do the
went
math.
89 or 91, and I was like, that's not right.
You know what's funny, though, is like when I think of movies from our childhood, specifically Disney movies from our childhood, I think Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Those movies were all way before that. 1995 is our childhood. Toy Story came out in theaters. Yeah, it wasn't just like, we have the VHS.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Beauty and the Beast came out in 89 and Ariel came out in 91. So it's not like too far off from
that. I don't know.
Or something like that. Like those, they weren't too far off from us, but they were still there like when we were really, really young. But you're right, totally. Toy Story.
But I would not have thought Toy Story, I would have thought it was later on.
Yeah.
Because Toy Story, for those of you who weren't around in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, what they've done with it is not great. Let's be clear.
And that is her opinion. What I was going to say was, it feels like Pixar has only been around and dominant since the 2000s on or something. But there was a period, kids, where they could do no wrong. Every movie was a hit.
But here's what I'm saying is like Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 were amazing. What they did with it in 4 and 5, is there a 5th one coming out or did it already come out?
I don't know. There's another one coming out. I don't know if it's 5 or 6
That's what I'm saying though. Like it was better. The first 3 were better.
I agree.
Anyway.
Says the 2 people who have not seen the 4th one.
Yeah, I don't need to. I just know it's bad.
Next movie.
What is Forky? Or Spoon, whatever it's called. Sporky?
He's what's his name from
I know,
Arrested
but
Development.
I understand that, but like it's not a toy.
But they made it whatever.
I know.
Also came out in 1976, 48 years ago.
Wasn't alive. Just kidding.
That is definitely true. The true. I meant true as in like
the Truman Show.
No. Oh, gosh, no. It's not real at all. I just keep adding adjectives. But it is an underdog story, which became a cultural phenomenon, earning multiple Academy Awards and inspiring countless sequels of a boxer.
Rocky.
Yes, it is Rocky Balboa. Spoiler alert.
Never seen it.
Spoiler alert for 5 seconds. Does Rocky win?
No.
Does he win in the second movie?
No.
Yes, I think he does.
Oh.
But the first movie, he loses.
Have I ever seen it? No.
Nope. 1976, it came out.
Wow.
48 years ago. Sylvester Stallone, still around.
Wow, I forgot that was him.
Still around. How could you forget?
Because it feels long ago.
Well,
and I was like, he's still alive. Can't be him.
All right, 2 more movies to get through real fast. This one I hadn't heard of, so I won't quiz you on it. But it was 89 years ago, and it was Disney's first color cartoon starring Mickey Mouse and was released on this day.
Steamboat Willie?
Nope, it wasn't that because it was in color.
Oh.
It was showcasing Mickey in vibrant Technicolor and remains a classic piece of animation called Mickey Mouse's The Band Concert.
Ah. What a letdown in the name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the 30s.
Yeah.
I think, everything was a little on the nose.
Yeah.
We didn't have to get creative because we hadn't used all the non-creative things anymore. And then the last one, 18 years ago in 2006, the movie that we all thought would be so happy and joyful and was really just depressing, Happy Feet, came out in theaters.
Never saw it.
Don't need to. Happy Feet, of course, an animated musical featuring dancing penguins and a message about environmental conservation.
Does a penguin die?
I don't know.
You didn't watch it?
Do not push me because I'm close to the edge. That's like what a little penguin says. And we're like, it's going to be so... It wasn't.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Did something bad happen?
I don't remember. But I was a kid looking for basically, Surf's Up.
Yeah.
Like that surfing penguin movie. I was like, let's go. And it was like, if we don't stop climate change, we'll all die. Which is a fair point, but not what I was looking for in 2006.
Got it, yeah.
So that's that. And that's everything that happened on November 20th.
Thanks, November 20th.
When Danielle said that to us the other day, I was dying. She was like, thanks, October 12th or whatever. It's like, oh, God.
She's so funny.
All right. It is a big week of stories, and it's difficult to figure out how to get into it because I kid you not, some of them, believe it or not, are updates on stories.
Okay, let's go.
We've got some updates.
Update me.
All right. See, when I say I don't know where to start.
Weekly update starting
Kelly
now.
knows. Thanks,
Can I say
weekly
that?
update. Sure. Let me give me a clean one.
Weekly update starting right now.
I saw it in your face. You're like, oh, I dropped the ball. Do it again.
Weekly update starts right now.
Oh, that was good. This is going to be perfect, though. Give it to me a little tighter.
Weekly updates start right now.
Perfect. Almost.
The first one was
Weekly
better.
update starts right now.
Today, we're going to be updating you on Any and all these stories.
If you remember, might have been last week, might have been a month ago. I don't know anymore. Remember when 40 monkeys escaped in South Carolina?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, 2 more animals escaped.
Elephant?
2 elephants have escaped and cannot be located in South Carolina.
Giraffe?
They are said to be...
Tiger King.
Tiger King? 2 Tiger Kings escaped?
Just the tigers.
The actual Joe Exotic has escaped?
Tell me.
Thelma and Louise are their names, and warning, they are feral and not trained, so they say... Ferrets? Try... emus.
Emu. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Do you know what an emu is?
Kind
of, sort of.
It's like a bird that can't
large,
fly.
Yes. Kind of ostrich-esque, like large, gigantic bird that cannot fly.
Way to put me on the spot. What if I didn't know what an emu was? I look like a freaking idiot.
It's content, baby.
But it's a large bird that can't fly.
Yes.
Thank you, encyclopedia.
Not only...
Sorry.
Not only have those 40 monkeys escaped from South Carolina, but 2 emus, which I'm going to assume is how they're really pronounced, have escaped from South Carolina.
Is there
see.
like a secret exotic zoo there that hasn't been shut down yet?
That's what I'm telling you. I couldn't figure out what was happening there, but I wrote it. I was like, here's the update of how many animals are on the loose in South Carolina. But basically what I'm saying is don't go to South Carolina right now.
But it would make sense because after watching the monkey one, Chimp Crazy, someone was probably like, can't have all these monkeys here. Just get out. Get out.
I thought you meant it makes sense. After the 2 emus watched the 40 monkeys escape, they're like, hey, wait a minute.
We're walking here.
Hey, we can't be flying here. Hey.
No, I just meant like the person would be like, I'm not going to get caught for having a monkey.
Well, what's freaking hilarious is they named these.
Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. And I had to look it up and do some research. I was like, was that their names before? No, it wasn't. Which leads me to my point is I think that when you name a person or an animal a certain name, they will often fit that vibe. They will live up to it.
Yes, Sean Patrick.
SP, baby. But guess what? Had you named me, first of all, that'd be weird because you're not my mom. Had my mom named me Milton?
Oh my goodness. I do know a Milton.
I would be selling Nesquik.
I do know a Milton, and he was very, very nice.
Yeah, was he on stages performing and entertaining people around the world? Or was he kind of chill? Did he seem like a turtle?
He was actually a really great singer. He was an onstage performer for the Passion Play at Shepherd.
The sadness in your face tells me he died, but the words coming out of your mouth say that he didn't.
I'm not sure. He moved away and he had to have his leg amputated for some reason. And
Kelly, it's a comedy show. 2 emus escaped and 1 man lost his leg.
Lucky that I didn't do a spit take there.
Chai tea
all over everything.
Jeez. That actually might be the new Chapel Roan album, Chai Tea All Over. And I hope you'll pick it up soon. Anyway, so basically what we're getting at is if you go to South Carolina, look out for all these escaped animals. I will let you know.
I'm not going.
As an update, let's see. I said be careful. So far, South Carolina has 2 escaped emus and 6 remaining escaped macaques. Out of the monkeys.
Oh. Are they called macaques?
You don't remember this from last week?
I knew there were monkeys.
We looked it up.
I forgot the name.
Like the Friends monkey.
I forgot.
How do you forget a name like macaque? It sounds
like a bird. It sounds like a bird, okay?
Macaque.
Yeah. All right. They found
out of the 43
14?
that escaped.
Oh, I thought 20 had escaped.
There are only 6 left out in the wild.
What happened to the rest of them?
The 6 in the wild?
Did they get found? No, the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, did they die?
We didn't find them, but we did find their bodies.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. As of November 18th, 6 of these macaque monkeys remain unaccounted for.
Don't go to South Carolina.
Do not go there. Let's see. Last thing on this. Yes. Oh, yeah. Don't go to South Carolina. South Carolina sheriff said that the emus, while flightless, are still very large and dangerous birds. If you see one or both of the emus, do not approach them. Simply please call the police and get the flock out of there. Our next story. There's no way I wasn't doing that joke.
I know. I'm ready for it every time.
Next story.
Update.
I have an update.
Okay, give me the next story. I'm here for it.
I'm trying to just
spread it out.
Drizzle them in. Sprinkle them in. Who knows if we'll get to another one. Have you heard that Target's opening cocktail bars in some locations?
No, but I'm here for it.
So all over
TikTok. Can you
TikTok,
walk around Target and drink your cocktail?
Your macaque?
Can you? Because that is the best way.
Not in South Carolina.
That is the best way to shop around Target.
I'm telling you.
I mean, Brooklyn and I normally get a Starbucks, which I think is like not okay right now to do, but we do it.
Is there some reason we're not supposed to get Starbucks?
I don't know.
Are we all angry about something and I just don't know
I'm angry
anymore?
that they stole all my points and made me pay for stuff, but that's besides the point.
That sucked.
But how much better would it be if I was like, we're going on a little date night, babe. I'm getting drinks and going to Target, but only give me a certain amount of money because I have to stay under that.
Hey, I know we had. You want to have a staycation at Target?
Staycation at Target, baby.
So it's going all around the internet. I saw it first on TikTok, but it's all over all the socials. That certain locations, or at least one location, is testing out not just having a Starbucks, or like back in the day having a Pizza Hut in there. They're going to be serving cocktails for people to enjoy as they are walking through, which I thought having a slice of pizza and an iced coffee was the way to do it.
I mean,
but cocktails.
It is kind of weird to be like, you can come and have a cocktail and buy stuff and then hopefully you're okay.
Yes. Like, have fun driving home with all of your stuff. Unfortunately,
not coming to California, is it?
Not only is it not coming to California, but after all of this news broke, the company came out and said, this is a very, very clever hoax, and we are not doing it in any of the stores.
Target! That isn't okay.
No. Now, here's what I think is really happening. I think they're like, they're like, wouldn't this be crazy? And they're like, we're not. We'd never. Probably not.
Then
on Tuesday, though.
They're going to have some adult Targets, like their smaller versions.
Do you remember, though, when Starbucks was like,
Speakeasy?
We're Starbucks, and we're selling wine now. Do you remember that? It was like 2015. We're selling wine.
They don't, yeah, I do. Do they still do that?
I hope not, because I was like, that sounds dumb.
Yeah, actually, I do remember that.
Yeah. So even if Target did do this, I think it's a better option than Starbucks doing wine.
I would go to a Target speakeasy. It's like in the Target, but you have to find it.
Or is it a pop-up that millennials put up?
100%.
Where it's a bar. It was originally a bar, but you also put a few aisles of Target stuff in there.
Yeah.
Just like the yellow clearance sections. We put those there.
I'm here for it. But I want to be, but you have to have things that I want to buy.
You know what I'd like to do, though?
What?
So outside of our Target, there's always people selling food.
You want to sell drinks?
Yeah. What if we did a pop-up, like a tailgate bar?
I think you might have to have a license to sell alcohol.
Or a way around that is someone can buy a subscription to us.
Sure. I think you can do...
and get the drinks for free.
There you go. Get a free gift with every subscription purchase.
That's right.
I think you can get a one-day
park hopper
permit.
Sorry, whenever you say one day, it's always followed by park
hopper to Disneyland.
Yeah.
No, they did start selling their Magic Key passes again, by the way. I did look into it. I almost bought one, and then I thought, why?
Yeah, it's not time.
I would like to go this holiday season. I don't think we're going to be able to make it happen, but I would love to go.
Didn't we do that when it was
Christmas?
Halloween.
I want Christmas. Anywho.
Well, it could have been something great, and they took it away from us.
Mm. Shame on you, Target. Just kidding. I love you. Sponsor
Thanks,
us.
Target. Hey, did you hear about this dude who dressed up in a bear costume and attacked his car and friend's car so they could file a insurance claim?
And it backfired, it sounds like.
It sure did. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because this dude dressed up in a bear costume with like some bear claws-ish kind of things. And then like set up one of his outdoor, like the Ring camera to face the cars.
Yeah.
So you can see like some footage of him like tearing up the car. Mm-hmm. And so the insurance company was like, we're going to get a biologist in here. And they're like, you didn't. This wasn't a real bear. And they got found out, which if you don't know, insurance fraud, very illegal.
Go to jail for it.
Very frowned upon.
Yeah.
The reason I tell you this story is because I read through, 600-700 stories a week trying to find the best of the best. But sometimes I read a story like this and I'm like, what other insurance fraud has happened?
Ooh,
so I found a few more that were fun.
There's some on Bob's Burgers.
That's true. That's a great episode.
Oh,
I can't remember
kids.
what it's called.
No, they're dead.
And Bob Odenkirk plays on that show or that episode. Here's other animal-related insurance fraud schemes.
I'm listening.
Or otherwise, but mostly animal.
I'm
First, horse disguise incident. In 2015 in the UK, a man dressed as a horse on
why? For why?
To stage an accident, claiming he was injured by a runaway horse. Sought compensation for his alleged injuries, but surveillance footage revealed the ruse, leading to his dismissal of the claim.
How did he dress up like a horse to attack himself?
Maybe he attacked someone else? I don't know. I didn't get all the details on all of them, but I did on one.
Idiot.
Next,
Okay, next.
Snake bite fraud. In 2018, a woman in India faked a snake bite by using a rubber snake to claim life insurance benefits. Next, this one sounds doable. Deer collision fraud. In 2019, a group in the U.S. placed deer carcasses on the road to stage vehicle collisions to get the insurance money.
They all backfired, so none of them sound like a good plan to me.
Well, there's my favorite one is the last one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ghost costume scam.
What?
Yes. In 2012, a man in Japan orchestrated an elaborate insurance fraud scheme by dressing as a ghost to frighten residents into vacating their homes. Once the properties were empty, he vandalized them and filed insurance claims for the damages, aiming to collect payouts fraudulently. This case underscores the lengths to which individuals will go to exploit insurance systems.
You know, sometimes I hear about some things like this and I go, all you had to do was like take the potential of yourself and like put it into something positive.
Something good.
And you probably could have made a lot of money, but instead you were like, no, I'm going to Scooby-Doo this shiz. You know, I'm going to make this happen.
Right.
And go through all this work to make it look, to get insurance. I'm like, just put the money into something real, dummy.
Yep. And I would have gotten away with it.
If it hadn't been for you kids and that meddling dog.
And the meddling Progressive insurance
Oh my
company.
God.
Actually, shout out to Progressive, some of the best spokespeople that any insurance company has.
That's true.
And they have a million of them, and most of them are from groundlings, and I appreciate that.
We're here for it.
My final story of the day,
I'm ready.
and it's totally in our wheelhouse.
Okay.
Freaking aliens discovered
You
in our ocean.
You were like so excited about this the other day, but you didn't really talk to me a lot about it. So
That's
I've
why
been
I'm here.
waiting.
So what I need you to do, and I apologize, we play clips on the show occasionally. This one's a little longer. It runs about a full minute, so it's not too bad, but longer than normal. I'm going to give you a little bit of context, Kel,
Okay, I'm ready for it.
so we can speculate wildly.
Just itchy.
Here's that. Tap that play button, and let's hear
It
about the aliens.
actually happened. Oh my God. Aliens are from our oceans, confirmed today in the Oversight Committee hearing, a live stream that was broadcasted all over the world. The 4 witnesses, which included a retired Navy commander, a rear admiral, confirmed to the Oversight Committee of Congress, hey, they are real. We have UAP materials and bioorganic materials, not just us. Every other country behind closed doors is doing a secret advanced arm race trying to reverse engineer all the technology that they found. They said they're from our oceans. We have 4K video evidence of them appearing from the ocean, out of Kuwait, out of Africa, the East Coast, the West Coast, Mexico. Every continent on this planet has UAP video evidence, all leaving our oceans. They say it's not human, it is an intelligent, artificial, or bioorganic, but it's some type of intelligence that is eons ahead of us humans, and they've been here longer than us.
Can you get rid of the orange Cheeto?
What the hell is going on?
There's a lot of videos like that.
That sounds fair.
There's a lot of videos of people going, listen up, aliens.
Leave us all alone, but just take
There's
the one.
this orange guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, aliens coming from our ocean. Here's why I think it's true.
Okay.
I've always said that if there's aliens on our planet,
They're going to be in the ocean.
yeah, because have you ever seen an octopi?
I know. They're crazy. They're cool.
You
They're amazing.
believe that this thing that doesn't even have bones, 1, can move at all, but 2, can just land on something and disguise itself as that.
And have 8 brains?
Not just the color, not just the pattern, but also the texture. And to your point, 9 brains.
9 brains, sorry.
1 in each arm and in their head. These things are alien-like
And they can
creatures.
regenerate.
So I am here for it. I want to see it. But aliens or the Diddy case, I'm on the same page with you. If there's a video, if you got it, flaunt it. Because what are we waiting for? If you've got alien bodies or Justin Bieber on a video or whatever, no, we need we're going to get answers to that stuff too.
I think there might be video evidence for that one or something. They're putting it out for the public to see. That's not fair. the people to the victims.
I'm not saying put it out there,
I know,
but
I'm
you
saying-
watched Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
100%
You
I
watched
did.
all of that.
I would watch the entire P. Diddy case if they record it that way. I will be just as invested as I was with the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial while I was watching it on the freaking cruise. I would do it.
I believe you.
I hope
what
they
I'm
do.
saying is, aliens, if you have what you say you have,
Put that
4K
out there.
video.
Let me see it.
I actually don't even care about the video because everything
do.
can be faked now.
I want to see the real video footage.
No, I want to show me the bodies. Now, oddly enough, I did not know this because I had not seen the film The Abyss. But this is actually not too dissimilar from the film The Abyss.
So could it all be fake?
No. I mean, well, yeah, sure. It could all be fake. But what's not fake are these former, they said Navy Admiral and another armed service.
Dang, and they came out and they said they're real.
Said they're real. And this is a congressional hearing.
So they have to be honest. They can't lie.
Yeah, they're under oath. That's not to say that we haven't seen many people in the last decade or so lie under oath constantly.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot to be like, hey, I'm going to be the guy who lies about aliens.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
There's a lot riding on that.
That's
I
true.
think.
That's true.
So stay tuned for aliens. And if you're watching this and are aliens, love you, buddy.
We
Been
come in
waiting for
peace.
you. I'll tell you what, between you and AI, I'm just here to hang. So please don't destroy me. Is that the sign language
I
for
love
peace?
you.
We
Peace.
feel like that can
I
be
love you.
taken out of context. So aliens,
really love
it could be happening, babe. Can't wait for it.
Interesting.
I have more stories, but I'd like to get to some
Unpop the
Unpop
pins.
pins.
I'm ready.
I just love that you've come to terms with it. You're like,
Unpop the- I
that's what
tried
it's
to make
called.
it work.
I know. It's so shocking. Well, I got one to start us off with. Oh, that's ironic. That's better. Black socks should be the default, not white socks. I didn't realize at the bottom of my feet were gray socks. Okay, those are dark gray socks.
I've always worn black socks, so I don't understand. The only white socks I wear are the ones that are what are these ones called? Cruise? This is
I
what
don't
is
know.
this called? No show?
High
So
tops.
the crew, they're not called crew necks.
Crudité?
No, they're crew socks.
Yeah, sure.
Those are the only ones that I like to wear that are white.
Yeah, socks are one of those things that get very dirty very fast. I never understood why they were white.
Yeah, I don't know. I have white socks, but it's because they've come in a pair. I mean, a pair,
Yeah,
a set of like
pack.
colors. Yeah.
I've worn black socks my entire
Dude,
adult
it was
life.
part of my uniform at Chick-fil-A.
So
You had to wear black socks.
bring it back. Is that true? You had to wear black socks at Chick-fil-A? Dang.
Dark colored socks because it had to go with the uniform. And since we wore dark gray pants,
Yeah.
the goal was that you didn't have anything that was like, bam, wow, that's different.
Yeah.
Or like that sets you apart.
Well, that makes sense. And I just think that you get a lot more time with black socks than white socks.
I do too.
Also, I think you might agree with this because you have terrible taste in food, like boneless wings being better than normal wings. You got a lot of good qualities, babe.
That's a bad one.
It's not a good
You
one.
like 'em, though.
It's not one of them. So I think you'd agree with this. Dry meat is so much better than juicy meat. That's Kelly's opinion. She wrote
No.
that in. Yep.
No,
It says that boneless wings are better and dry meat is better than juicy meat. That's what it says.
You're so rude. No, I love meat that's juicy.
Yikes.
No, juicy means we just had a little bit dry meat the other day, and I said, my bad. I cooked it too long, so we double cooked it, and in the enchiladas,
That's true. That wasn't meat though. That was poultry. Still good.
which is still meat.
No, it's poultry. I don't think chicken is a meat.
If you break down the pyramid,
It's a protein.
it's
There's no
in the meat.
pyramid anymore.
Okay, back in my day,
Oh, were you on the planet Pluto when you learned this?
shush.
Times are changing, babe. You better get with it or
But
get
it is
out.
considered part of the meats.
That's true. I have a whole explanation of this
Okay, go.
because I'm so the opposite. I don't know if it's going to convince
You like
us.
dry meat?
No, I'm the opposite of liking dry meat. This person
Oh.
says, I honestly and truly have never understood the hype around it. Dry meat has the better texture, taste, and consistency. Strike 1, 2, and 3. All wrong.
I mean, I think maybe certain types, like I think about maybe barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's confusing.
You're not supposed to have dry barbecue either.
But I'm saying maybe he's confusing the idea of what a dry versus a juicy thing of meat is, versus a really nicely cooked medium rare steak versus a slice of brisket that's
Yeah.
a little bit more dry. Maybe that's what he means.
Brisket, if it's good brisket, you slice it
not.
off and it's just
Yeah, I
oozing.
know. I just don't get it. We could ask Simone though.
Yeah, she loves dry meat.
not dry meat, just like well done.
Here's what this person says. Well done steak? Hell yeah. Dry turkey for Thanksgiving? Sign me up.
No.
This person is a psychopath.
No turkey for Thanksgiving, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not for me. Moving on.
Okay.
How about this? Quote, I'm not tech savvy is the modern equivalent of saying you aren't literate.
What?
Using the phrase or the
No.
excuse, I'm not tech savvy, to justify not learning new things is the modern day equivalent of being like, I just don't know how to read.
I don't think so. I don't think people to go around saying I'm not literate. I'm not tech savvy just means that you aren't that great at using tech devices.
So here's what it says. I'm talking about the people who don't know how to do very basic things and just have others do it for them instead of trying to learn.
That's different.
They all excuse themselves with, I'm not very tech savvy. Everyone has met people. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I think I get pieces of it. I don't totally agree. But I think that essentially, if I boil it down, saying you're not tech savvy oftentimes is an excuse to just not learn the next thing.
Yeah, I understand that. I would say, though, that as someone who is getting older and there's still new things that are being introduced, like new technologies,
Yeah.
it is definitely harder to learn some of the new stuff.
Yeah. Sure.
I look at that, and not even just like tech stuff, but like we can talk about like Gen Alpha, like language.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like they're like, it's so easy. Why don't you get it? Why don't you understand? And it's like, well, it's because it's like foreign to me. It's not that I can't get it. It's just that it doesn't make sense, and I don't use it all the time, and so it's hard to learn. And I don't know that I will need it. Like I don't know that I need to know what sigma means. Do you know what I mean?
That old word, that old Latin word.
Yeah. Right. Not that Latin word, but you know what I mean? So I sometimes, I'm like, I can have grace for some older people that like really struggle with some of the tech stuff and need help, because it is hard to learn. I look at it. If you and I tried to get on an Android phone right now, we would be like, what the heck is this?
I agree. And that's a great point. I would say this, and this ties it back in. I think not having any type of technological literacy is almost inexcusable, at least in this day and age in America. If you're like, my Wi-Fi doesn't work, and you haven't even like unplugged it and plugged it back in, like, or you don't know how to Google a problem, or AI like ChatGPT a problem, or TikTok a problem, like,
I don't know how to use ChatGPT. I don't know where you find it at.
On the internet.
But you have it like downloaded.
There's an app too. I'm just saying, I'm very literate.
I have you, so I don't have to be.
That is true. A couple more before we wrap things up for this one.
Give me an unpop a pin.
All of these have been unpop
Give me a good one.
Have these not been good?
I don't feel like I can have an opinion on them, because I feel like it's more like.
All right, I have two more for you.
Okay, I'm ready. That one I felt bad about having an opinion on, because I'm like, most of the people that
they're not called popular
tech
pins,
savvy
baby.
are just older and they just don't know.
They're not popular opinions.
Okay, next one.
Next one. You shouldn't call yourself an 80s or 90s kid if you don't remember growing up in that decade. Essentially, forget the 80s or 90s, but you shouldn't be like, I'm a blank kid if you don't remember growing up in that decade.
Do you consider yourself an 80s kid?
See, that's the thing. I was born in 89.
Yeah.
I don't know any, like, I don't remember anything from the 80s. All these people are like, the 80s, Back to the Future, bro, The Goonies, Journey, Bon Jovi. I'm like, it's all
quite a bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hear a lot, but I'm not an 80s kid. I don't actually even consider myself a 90s kid.
I'm a 90s kid. Bop it. Skip it. Skip it.
I consider myself much more of a 2000s kid.
I mean, you were, but.
Totally. But I mean, I went to middle school and high school in the 2000s, and that's really the decades I remember. In like Brooklyn is the age I was in the 90s. Like, you'll have some memories, but not like your core memory. Not like maybe your core memories. What I mean to say is not memories of like, yeah, I remember what freshman year and junior year was like, or I remember being on my 8th grade football team. Like, you don't really have those memories when you're 9.
I just remember NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
In the
Britney
90s?
Spears.
That was like really close to the millennium. Hence the Backstreet Boys album, Millennium. I mean, I just looked that up right now. I didn't know it off the top of my head. Whatever. There's no shame. We opened for the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I was going to say that was on the shirt that you bought me.
Yeah, probably.
Or you. So it's totally cool that you would know that.
But so you said you consider yourself a 90s kid? Really?
I mean, I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 91, so I spent most of my formative years in the 90s. I graduated in the 2000s.
I think you graduated in the 2010s.
Well, I graduated in 2010.
Yeah, so that's the 2010s. That would be like saying you graduated in the 80s when you graduated in 1990. So if you graduated in 2010, you graduated in the aughts.
But I went to school in the 2000s.
Yes.
Because I graduated in 2010, which means
Correct.
all of my schooling was done by the time I got to 2010.
Look, we're both right.
I'm just
I know
saying.
you're more right, but I'm not
Even
willing to
I
let it
made
go.
one semester in 2010.
Dang.
Okay.
That does make sense. So, but you still consider yourself a 90s baby?
Yeah. I like really remember The Land Before Time was like my jam.
Oh, sad. That couldn't have been the 90s. When it came out or just when you watched it on
When I watched
VHS?
it, it was like a really big deal. We're going to look it up
Yeah,
now.
I think you watched it like at your grandparents' house like
no,
we
I had
all
a
did.
babysitter.
You watched it with a babysitter like we all did.
I
And
loved Land Before Time.
there's a lot of Land Before Time movies,
Oh, I know.
but I am assuming they came out in the 80s. Give me the good news, Cal.
Okay, you got to keep talking. Give me a second. 1988 was the first Land Before Time.
Sounds a lot like I was correct.
Yeah, but that would mean that it would make sense that I would have watched it in the 90s.
Yeah, but it's not a 90s movie. It's an 80s movie.
Yeah, but
You
then
use it as the example of being a 90s
yeah,
kid.
but then there was one in 1994 and another one in 1995 and in 1996 and 1997 and
That's why I
1998
hedged
and
my bets by being like, but there's been a lot of them. There's been a lot. Those movies were always too depressing for me. It was not going to be me.
I watched a lot of these.
All right. Well, then let me
The
switch.
Mysterious Island, that was a good one.
Let me switch to my last unpopular opinion that I know you'll have an opinion on.
Okay.
And we'll wrap it up. Dobby is the worst character in the Harry Potter series.
Oh my God. Is that really an unpopular opinion?
Uh-huh.
Why do they say he's the worst character?
He's both annoying and utterly destructive. The anger that Harry felt towards him at the beginning of the Chamber of Secrets is completely justified, and it should have never gone away. I'm glad that his story played out the way that it did.
That tells me that you never read the books. Whoever gave that unpopular opinion.
Look,
because the way that they depict, go ahead.
I don't like Dobby either.
The way they depict Dobby in the movie is that he is an annoying nuisance.
And he's hard to look at.
Yeah, but there is a lot more storyline regarding Dobby in other books as well. There's like a whole house elf section that like Hermione Granger becomes like, she wants to like save the house elves in one of the books. And I think he's part of it, of the house elves that work at Hogwarts.
I don't know anything about that.
I know, because I didn't put in any of the movies. That's what I'm saying. So like that to me, whoever wrote that down, was it you? Did you write that unpopular opinion?
I made it up right now.
Yeah.
No.
Whoever wrote that unpopular opinion, you just outed yourself as a movie watcher only.
Wow. Don't you feel stupid? I hope you listen to the show.
And to be fair, I understand why they would feel that way. But Dobby is like Hedwig to me. Like they are second, maybe even tertiary characters.
That is a fancy word that I don't think I totally know the definition.
So you have
of.
like your main character, your secondary character, and your tertiary characters. It's the third one. It's like,
sounds sexy.
yeah, tertiary.
Tertiary.
Like I knew you were gonna say like tertiary, but it's
tertiary.
tertiary. Anyways, but when you think about him and his character arc, he wanted to save Harry Potter. And he wasn't allowed to go against his masters, which we find later were the Malfoys, who were mean and vile. But he was doing everything that he knew how to do to save Harry. It wasn't done in the best way, but it was done with the best of intentions. And then he really did feel like he owed his freedom to Harry Potter for freeing him with a sock. And he comes through in the movie, and he helps them at the end. He saves them from Bellatrix and all that stuff.
Careful.
There's no spoilers here.
Yeah. Well, it can be spoiler free. I just wasn't sure if you were going to spoil it.
I meant, it's how old is this movie?
Look,
and the books.
people get mad at spoiling Star Wars from the 70s.
Listen.
Don't do it.
But it's the best thing.
Go watch the movie, or hell, read the book, I guess.
But he saves them.
You guys, Kelly is actually
He's a great character.
literally crying in the
Just like
studio right
Hedwig
now.
is so great. I threw my book a lot as a kid when people died. I was really sad about it. But he's a good character. He's a great character, and you should give him a shot.
Here's some tissues from
movie watcher. Read the books.
our election
Goodness
episode.
gracious.
Wow, I didn't
I
expect
feel very
that.
strongly about Harry Potter and certain characters, and you don't mess with Hedwig and you don't mess with Dobby. And you just did it.
Well,
you jerks on the internet.
Oh no, the internet said something mean.
Without all the information.
It's just doing its job, I guess. Internet being the internet.
Dobby's a great character.
Look, sure. If I did not fear for our marriage, we'd keep the conversation going.
Dobby is a free elf. Harry Potter. Free Dobby.
This is really devolved.
Okay. He's a great character. Read the books. Don't just watch the movie. Do your research. I get your thoughts about the movie version of Dobby. But didn't he say it in the end? He said he was happy the way his. What a jerk.
That's what I said. Because
you were happy the way that his character arch went. You were happy.
I know nothing about the arches of his feet, but his arc.
Yes.
That I'm talking about.
That's what I meant. His character arc.
I changed the phrasing.
What did he say?
To not spoil it. He said what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not okay. It's not okay. I'm happy other people died.
Well, you know what? It's all spoiled now.
After all of that, sorry.
Great. Dobby dies.
Died to save Harry Potter and his friends.
Yeah, let's face it. Most people know that. And it is a very sad scene.
It is so sad. It's so sad.
I hope this has been as fun for you as it's been for us.
Thanks for listening to our unpop opinions. I got one for you.
Really?
Vacations are better than staycations.
Oh my gosh. Disagree. And if you want to know more about that, go listen to our Hardly Working Through It from a few episodes where we break that down, as well as tell you why I'm married to a newly made rich woman. All that and more. We teased this at the beginning of the show. We've got a lot going on this week that we'll talk to you about next week. Tomorrow we've got an event with your dad, actually.
Yeah.
You're doing photos in motion over there, and I'm hosting about an hour of games, interactive, fun things. That'll be cool. Then Wednesday is a big day for you and for me. You are double booked with one NBC Universal. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You're doing that? That's insane.
Yeah.
Then what are you doing? Something lame after that? Just like some boring thing?
I think it's a premiere after party.
No big deal. Just like a world premiere after
movie.
party.
I don't even think I could say the name of that movie on this podcast.
No. Well, save it for Hardly Working Through It. Yeah, we probably can later once we've done it. But Kelly is literally working with 2 separate studios on the same day for separate events.
Yeesh.
It's kind of amazing when you look at what you're doing right now. And I'm there supporting along for the ride. I open for Kelly Clarkson.
That's right.
And now I open doors and hold them open for Kelly McGillicuddy.
That's right.
It's going to be a fun week. It's going to be an insane week. But
I'm just tired already. I just want it to be over.
I know.
I'm excited, but I'm like ready for just some like not stressing out.
Some rest and relaxation.
Yep.
We'll get there. And we hope you get there too. Look, it's the holidays coming up. And next week we'll have a little Thanksgiving party.
Where we eat everything but turkey.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, we won't do that either. But, I think last year we themed it a little bit with some games, kind of like we did with Spooky Season this year. So we'll see what happens here. But I know that, look, holidays aren't always the most fun for everybody. When you're a kid, they're generally very fun. And then as you live more life and lose more people, it becomes less fun. Or you realize that some of the people that are in your life are not people you want to spend the holidays with.
Yeah.
Wherever you're at, I hope you have a good holiday. And I hope that you know that you've always got us in your corner. We're coming up to 100 episodes here and real soon, which means you've got 100+ hours of stuff to play in your ears to feel like you're around people that know you, trust you, are safe around you, and you're safe around them. So hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We'll see you right before that holiday. And we hope to spend most of your time
hardly working.
Bye.